everybody. My name is Kristy and welcome to my living room yoga practice. This is going to be today, the practice is going to be a nice mellow one, but also we'll have some energetic parts to it. And as always, I want you to pace yourself and make sure you take care of yourself on your mat, as you should always do. Making modifications or resting if that seems appropriate. Avoid pain, and most of all, just stay present and let yourself have this break from the other parts of your day and the other parts of your life. So let's go ahead and get started. Find a quiet place in your house or outside if you're lucky, and spread your mat out and then just come to rest on your back. Make sure your body is comfortably aligned on your mat. You might even need to move around a bit. And just completely let go with your eyes closed. Let yourself begin to come into a feeling of stillness and being present. Let go of the other parts of your day and the other parts of your life for now, so that you can just concentrate on yourself. Turning your attention inward. Let your body relax, softening your forehead, your shoulders, your arms, all the way down through your feet. If you feel that you're holding on to tension or stress of any kind, just see if you can allow some of that to soften and release. Start to pay attention to the natural flow and feeling of your breath. You don't need to change anything about your breath right now, but just be mindful of it. Follow your inhales and your exhales. Begin to extend each breath, taking in a fuller inhale, following that with a long, slow exhale. Place your hand on your lower belly and one hand on your upper chest. We're going to practice a deep 3-part belly breath. Exhale all the way. Next time you inhale, feel your belly expand. Begin to open up through your ribs and lift up through your chest. Exhale your breath all the way. Drawing your navel up and in towards your spine. Inhale, expand your belly and your ribs and chest. Exhale completely, drawing your navel in. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale slowly. Pull your belly in. Go ahead and take another 2 or 3 cycles of 3-part belly breath on your own. Notice how with each breath you become more present and still. The breath will help to create a sense of steadiness and concentration as you move on into yoga postures. Go ahead and come into a rhythmic breath that will feel natural and supportive as we move on with the physical part of our practice. When you're ready to, go ahead and open your eyes and roll onto your side and come all the way up to seated on your, kneeling on your mat, moving into tabletop pose. With your fingers spread wide apart, shoulders over wrists, and hips over knees, come into a neutral spine. Just kind of make yourself comfortable, move around a little bit. Now we'll move through a few rounds of cow to cat. On your next inhale, tip your tailbone up. Lift your heart forward and relax your shoulders back and down away from your ears. Take a breath now, take another inhale to extend. As you exhale, pull your belly and tuck your tailbone under, round your spine, chin to chest, cat. Inhale, begin to extend into cow, arching your spine. Exhale, tuck and round. Draw your abdominals in and actively firm your hands into the mat. Inhale, arching. Exhale, rounding. You just kind of feel this like a wave-like motion moving through the entire length of your spine. Let's do one more round and one more arch. And then coming back to neutral. I'm going to move into a little warm-up flow. All of this could be done from your knees or the full posture. So we're going to move into plank pose. Again, hands are shoulder distance apart, fingers are spread. Step your feet back. Your feet may be 2 to 4 inches or 4-ish so inches apart. Knees can come to the mat as well. So in your plank pose, connect the ball of your foot to the mat. Actively press through your heels. Reach through the crown of your head. Keep your chest broad and open, your belly pulling in and your legs active and firm. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, bend your knees and come back into downward facing dog, but with bent knees so that you can fully extend your spine with a lift of your tailbone. Inhale up onto your toes, knees are straight. Exhale, release your heels toward the mat. Inhale, coming back to plank. Exhale, drop your knees to the mat and reach back into kind of an extended child's pose. Inhale to plank or knees plank. Exhale, bending your knees into crouching dog. Straighten your knees and heels pressing toward the floor. Inhale, plank. Exhale, extended child's pose. Inhale, plank. Exhale, knees bent, crouching dog, and then moving into downward facing dog. Let's take some time here. Make sure that your fingers are spread wide apart and you have a suction cup kind of connection with your mat. And then go ahead and pedal out your heels. Move your hips, your head, your neck, your shoulders, anything that feels comfortable, anything that you need to do here. And then finally coming into stillness. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Allow your head and neck to relax. Keep a little lift of your tailbone, just like what we do in cow pose. On your next inhale, look forward at your hands. As you exhale, begin to walk your feet up towards your hands, coming into ragdoll forward bend. Just find a grip on opposite elbows. Just kind of swaying side to side. Let your hands dangle down toward the mat with this little bend in your knees. As you inhale, begin to roll your way up to standing. Reach up and stretch up. Exhale into mountain posture. So in mountain posture, really spread your toes out. Connect the balls of your feet together. Spread your toes, anchor down into your feet. Firm your legs up. Pull your navel up and in. Relax your shoulders away from your ears with your palms forward. Crown of your head is light and lifted upward. Close your eyes here. And so if you can kind of experiment around by shifting your weight forward and back and side to side. And eventually coming into a place where you feel fully aligned, balanced, steady, and strong. Open your eyes and take a deep breath in. And exhale, release it. On your next inhale, stretch your arms upward. Exhale, bend your knees a little, hinge from your hips, and fold forward. Inhale, plant your hands to your shins. Lift up halfway. Keep your heart open and broad, tailbone lifted. Keep your spine long. Exhale, fold. On your inhale, either bend your knees and roll up, or rise up. Exhale to mountain posture. Inhale, arms stretch up. Exhale with knees bent or straight, kind of paying attention to your hamstrings. Fold forward. Inhale to halfway lift, extend your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale to mountain pose. One more time through. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, hinge from your hips and fold. Inhale to halfway left. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise, reaching up. And exhale into mountain posture, steady and strong. I'm going to turn and face away from you so I can demonstrate the next stretch. Take your left hand behind your back. Right arm will reach over, lightly pulling your ear towards your shoulder. Continue to connect with your breath. Switch sides. Right hand comes behind, left arm up and over. Release back to mountain posture. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, release it. Coming to the top of your mat, if you're not there already, standing in mountain posture. On your next inhale, stretch your arms up overhead. Exhale, hinge from your hips and fold forward. So moving through full sun salutation A. Inhale to halfway left. Exhale, plant your hands shoulder distance apart and step back to plank or knees plank. So let's take some time in plank and really make this strong so that you're going to feel strong but also light and lifted up. Continue to pull your belly in and also keep your legs strong as you shift forward. Hug your elbows into your ribs and slowly lower down, maybe even hovering above the mat for a brief time. Lowering all the way down, flip your feet. You can inhale, lift up into cobra, or walk your hands a little bit further back and press all the way up into upward facing dog. So you exhale, moving into downward facing dog. Fingers are spread wide apart. Really anchor the thumb and the index finger into the mat. Inhale, lift your gaze. Come onto the balls of your feet. Exhale, step your right foot forward. And if it doesn't make it all in one step, you can grab it and kind of scooch it up there. Bring your left foot forward, moving into forward bend. Inhale, halfway left. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale to mountain posture. Inhale, arms float up. Exhale to fold. Inhale to halfway left. Exhale to plank. When you step back to plank, try to alternate which leg that you lead with, creating balance in the body. Keep your whole body strong and engaged. Shift forward. Elbows to ribs, slowly lower. Inhale to cobra or upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Really extend your body. Lift up on your tailbone, firm your legs up, and actively press your heels toward the floor. Inhale, lift your gaze. Come onto the balls of your feet. Exhale, step your left foot forward. And again, if it doesn't make it, you just grab it and walk it up there. Right foot comes forward, moving into forward bend. Inhale to halfway left. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale to mountain pose. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plank. Lower down through chaturanga, high to low plank, maybe even hovering above the mat for a brief time. Inhale, cobra or upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your gaze. As you exhale, either lunge or just walk your feet up to your hands, coming into forward bend. Inhale to half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale to mountain pose. Stand in stillness. Take 2 or 3 deep breaths. On your next inhale, reach your arms upward. As you exhale, sit back to chair pose. Weight is in towards your heels. Pull your abdominals in. Relax your shoulders, but keep your arms energetic. When you inhale, lift and lengthen. As you exhale, sit back. Use your determination in your breath to hold this posture, also referred to as fierce warrior Utkatasana. Bring your palms to your heart. I'm going to turn and face towards you. Moving into a twist with your spine elongated, begin to turn your torso and place your elbow either in between your knees or all the way to the outside of your knees. Turning your heart, your gaze, keeping your knees even with each other. Inhale, release the twist. Exhale, fold. Separate your feet about 2 fists width in between the balls of your feet and find a grip on your big toe with your peace sign fingers in between the big toe and second toe. Thumb wraps around. Put a little bend in your knees. Inhale, lift up halfway, extend your spine. Exhale, fold. And kind of experiment by bringing your weight more toward the ball of your foot, or straightening your knees any amount. Relax your head and your neck. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. To deepen the pose, if it feels appropriate, bend your elbows toward the outer walls, and you can use the strength of your biceps to pull. But don't strain, don't overdo. Release your toes, heel toe your feet together, bend your knees and sit back, and inhale, rise up, chair pose or Utkatasana. And bring your palms to your heart, and this time we're going to turn the other direction to twist. Elbow could come in between your knees or all the way to the outside. Try to square off your hips and your knees. Inhales are to lengthen. Exhales to deepen or stabilize. Inhale, release and reach up. Exhale to mountain pose. Standing in stillness. So once again, at the top of your mat, if you're not already there, on your inhale, take your arms up overhead. Exhale to fold. Inhale to half lift. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back to plank. And right away, lifting up into downward facing dog. So we're going to do a little flow by bringing the right knee to the left elbow, and then to the right elbow, and then to the forehead. You do this from your knees or from your feet, like you are now. On your next inhale, raise your right leg up. As you exhale, shift forward toward plank and bring your right knee to the left elbow. Twisted, coming into twisted plank. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Right leg lifts. Exhale, right knee to the outside of the right elbow. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, come forward, bring your knee towards your forehead. And now step the right foot forward. If you need to, you can grab the ankle and kind of scooch it forward. So now we're going to move into a crescent lunge. As you inhale, rise up. Exhale, sitting back. Really is helpful to pull the abdominals in to support the spine. Actively plug into the ball of the back foot. Go ahead and release your hands to your hips. Turn and plant your back foot on the mat for warrior one. Squaring hips and shoulders forward. It might be helpful to walk the right foot out to the right a bit. Begin to bend your right knee so that the knee is stacked over the ankle. Back leg is firm. Inhale, raise your arms forward and up overhead, coming into warrior one. Arms are strong like swords, but relaxing, shoulders away from the ears. Back leg is strong. Lower the left arm down, moving into sun warrior. Heart and gaze are lifted up to the sky. Continue to breathe all the way into your heart center. Begin to straighten the right knee. Place your hands to your hips, squaring hips and shoulders. We're moving into pyramid pose, and we're going to keep the right leg straight. Make sure you keep the joint soft. Press into your back foot and begin to hinge from your hips. Squeeze your elbows toward each other. Might come part way or all the way forward. Press into the back heel and expand forward through your heart. Now begin to soften your right knee to rise up. You're going to move into humble warrior. Interlace your hands behind your back and turn your torso toward the left and start to bend the right knee, hinge forward. You place if you can come down this far, you can put your shoulder inside the knee, even lifting your knuckles to the sky, relaxing through your head and neck. You might bring your gaze to the back big toe or wherever it will comfortably go. Breathe through. Now release your hands inside the right foot. Lift your back heel up. Place your hands a comfortable distance apart. You might even want to walk the right foot to the right a bit. So coming into lizard or runner's lunge. Option 2, drop the back knee to the mat, allowing your hips to slide forward. Another option would be to bend your elbows toward the back of your space, and you can come all the way to your forearms. But don't force or strain. These are just things that you do as they seem appropriate. You might notice the front of your left hip, your hip flexor, and the outer right hip. Notice your breath. If your back knee isn't lifted already, go ahead and tuck your back toe and lift the knee and begin to walk your right foot toward the left, and walk your hands toward the left, moving into a wide-legged forward bend. You might adjust your stance. Toes are pointing straight ahead, the outer foot parallel with the outside of your mat. On your inhale, come to your fingertips, extend your spine. Exhale, fold. Place your hands about shoulder distance apart. Bend your elbows. If you are going to bend your elbows, bend them toward the back of your space, just like you do in chaturanga. Legs are firm, tailbone lifted, and try to keep the front part of your body also open and extended. You might shift your weight forward so that you feel the weight on the balls of your feet as well as the heels. On your inhale, come up to your fingertips. Rise up, reach up. Exhale, arms float down. We're going to move into warrior two. I'm going to turn and face away from you, and that way everything can be coordinated with right and left. Turn your right toes to the right, and your left toes are going to angle slightly to the right. And start to bend your right knee so that it lines up right above the ankle. Torso is square, shoulders right over the hips. Extend your arms to the sides. Bring your gaze to the right. So in warrior two, the tendency is to kind of scrunch up through the shoulders. So go ahead and consciously release them away from your ears. Look at your back arm. Is it energetic? Bringing it just about parallel with the floor. Fire up your breath, your determination and strength. Turn your right palm to the sky, moving into reverse warrior. Left arm reaches down, kind of lifting the heart and the rib cage. Lift your gaze. And then go ahead and straighten your knee to release. Moving into triangle pose, right knee is going to be straight but not locked. Stretch your arms outward, press your hips to the left, and hinge from the right hip crease. And when you're fully extended, right arm comes down, left arm to the sky. Your gaze can be straight ahead, or you can look at your foot or your left fingertips. So picking a focal point or a drishti that feels right for your neck and your balance. Try to rotate open, stacking your shoulders. Begin to soften your right knee to release. Cartwheel your arms all the way around. Step back to plank and flow through vinyasa flow, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now we're going to move through that same knee to elbow plank flow. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, shift to plank. Bring your left knee to the right elbow, twisted plank. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee to the outside of the elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, come forward, knee to your forehead. Step the left foot all the way forward. Setting up now for crescent lunge. On your next inhale, rise up. Hug your abdominals in. Find a focal point. Will help with balance. Now take your hands to your hips and then turn and plant the back foot on the mat for warrior one. About a 45-degree angle, squaring hips and shoulders forward. You might want to walk your left foot out to the left a bit. Start to bend your knee, adjust your stance so the knee is over the ankle. Sweep your arms up, overhead. Strong warrior one. Breathing in, determination, strength. Breathing out, letting go of obstacles and things that hold you back. Moving into Sun Warrior, right arm reaches down, left arm reaches up, heart and gaze lift. Begin to release. Moving into pyramid pose, square through your shoulders and your hips, squeeze your elbows together and begin to hinge from your hip crease, reaching long and forward. Try to keep your collarbones broad and open. Begin to soften your knee, rise up. Moving into Humble Warrior, interlace your hands, turning your torso toward the right, and begin to bend your knee, hinge forward, placing your shoulder inside of the knee, knuckles lifted to the sky, head and neck relaxed. Now release your hands inside the left foot. Lift the back heel up. Walk your left foot to the left a few inches so you can place your hands. Option to drop the back knee down. So you kind of find what feels comfortable and right for you. Let your hips stay extended. Spine stays long. Another option to deepen the pose would be if you can bend your elbows and start to crouch onto your forearms. We're going to go ahead and transition to the wide-legged forward bend. Lift your back heel up and walk your hands to the center. Adjust your feet so they're even with each other. Outer foot parallel with the outside of your space. Inhale to your fingertips. Exhale, fold. Now if you'd like to find a bind, you can grab the backs of your knees, your ankles, or your big toes. Try to stay broad and open across your chest. Firm up through your legs. Tailbone is lifted. This is a very restorative yoga posture. Your next inhale, begin to rise up and reach up. Exhale, arms come down to your sides. Heel toe your feet together. Coming back into mountain posture. So we'll move into a couple of balance postures. And for your balance postures, once you get into balance, try to find a focal point other than looking at, for example, me or anything that moves in the room. So our first balance posture will be moving into Warrior 3, and I'll guide you into the posture, and then I'll come out and we'll just have a little space to breathe and relax. Start out with your hands on your hips and step forward onto your left foot. I'll turn to the side. With your back, the right toes to the floor. So you could just stay here, or firming up through the left leg, you can begin to, as your torso comes forward, your back leg will lift. So everything is happening all in one long line. And once you're in the posture, you have the option to take your arms to a T or overhead. Go ahead and place your hands to your hips and step forward onto your left foot. Either stay there or begin to extend your torso forward as your back leg lifts any amount. Once you have your balance, you have the option to bring your arms to a T or overhead. Take about 6 breaths here. And if you fall out of balance, Try to let go of worry and frustration. Just come right back in. Try to shore up your concentration, your confidence. Now release back to mountain posture and take a breath in and a breath out. Place your hands to your hips. Step forward onto your right foot with your left toes pointed back. Begin to hinge forward as your torso reaches forward. The back leg will lift, all in one action. Once you have your balance, you have the option to bring your arms to a T or overhead. So pick in just the right level of challenge, but also giving yourself the opportunity to feel success at the same time. Be here for another few breaths. And release to mountain posture. We're going to move into tree pose, and a few options as far as your leg. One would be to just bend your knee outward and keep your toe to the floor, or you could put the sole of your foot to the inside of your shin, or you could grab it and reach it all the way up above your knee. The main thing is don't put the sole of your foot on the knee joint itself. And once you're balanced in tree pose, you find your focal point. You can bring your palms to your heart, or you could go ahead and extend up just like you're reaching your branches to the sky. Start to find your balance on your left leg with your left toes spread and the left leg really strong, just like the trunk of a strong tree. Bend your right knee and turn the knee outward. That option to keep your toe on the floor or put the foot onto the inside of the shin or the upper leg, just avoiding the knee joint itself. Find a focal point or a drishti. Keep a steady gaze and a steady breath. And the option to bring your palms to your heart or arms overhead. Now go ahead and switch to tree pose on the other side. So balancing on the right leg. Left knee bent outward. Option to bring your palms to your heart or overhead. Keep standing and breathing. We're going to have a brief pause.